Geminis on the self-love journey. Hi, Autumn. Hope to see you tomorrow. Um, yeah, we're gonna come up with a different question for each of us, and it gets really fun because we're surprising each other with a question that allows us to really elaborate, and it's gonna reveal something about our healing, something about our past, and yeah, around the self-love realm. So here we go. By the way, we have self-love in the park at 5 p.m. Dress warmly. Please get all cozy. We will be at William Land Park if you're interested. Selfloveexos.com is the website, and our workshop and our meditations are on there as well. Okay, so check us out. Okay, let's start with a question. Questions. It's Hallie's turn to ask first.
So my question for you is, what is like an updated relationship core fundamental belief that you're like updating right now? So it's not a belief of your past. It's not part of your conditioning. It's something that you're consciously having to be like, status update. This is a new core belief that I'm operating from.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. A great question. It's very recent. It's that one of them that's jumping out loudly since I've been having multiple experience of triggers lately is that your partner's job is not to save you. It is not their job to save you. And it's really hard for them to be even more themselves if they are feeling or experiencing you going into blame mode.
Yeah.
They can feel that you're expecting something from them when you're having a moment. They might have triggered it, but the thing is they're being themselves, okay? So you can imagine with relationships in the past, for me, it was like, oh, it's your fault. And you did this, you caused this. So I'm waiting for the sorry. I'm waiting for them to have a realization. I'm waiting to be coddled. I'm waiting for all the things to tell me so I'm comforted. And it would cause such an eruption of drama, argument, and even more pain. And so with this new belief, it's serving so much because it's able to clear and diminish the tension, not immediately, but on the process of like doing that immediately.
Yeah.
With that awareness and saying yes to doing the work when I'm for myself, when I've noticed the triggering, you so want to be mad at them. Like and then what I've realized is a lot of the ways that I feel mad at him, I'm feeling mad about my ex. And really I'm mad about the decisions that I made to stay and not have these boundaries and saying yes to being in these like codependent relationships. So yeah, that's a really like really strong what's the word, enforcing belief for me that my partner is not responsible for saving me. And when I can do more actions to like save myself, we can there's I'm even creating more space for us to play and have fun. Yeah. Because you can imagine, gosh, like arguments that would take days to make up. And let's just say it doesn't even really turn out the way that you even wanted to because you had an expectation of how it would look like. And then now
that they're wrong and you're right, and they need to come to you.
They're the fucked up one or whatever. You really look at me. They're the fucked up one. You're like, hello, look at me. Look at all these triggers. I don't know how to self-love or self-regulate my emotional system. And then holding that resentment for the next blow up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So such a powerful, challenging belief to live by. Because in the moment you really feel like you want to be saved, like you really feel like you deserve it, or like you
really love me.
Yeah, and you're gonna discount everything that they did.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like last night was a great one, and I broke through with really living by that belief. I can either bawl my eyes out and continuing to wait for him to make a move to make me feel all better. And if I don't get it, I'll just continue to be in misery and re-trigger myself and just letting these thoughts swim and circle, 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 so it can continue to build this very victim mindset. Poor me, blah, 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 and wake up with like really sore eyes and even like really sad mood and no processing. That's one option. Or I can choose to practice my freaking self-love that I'm always coaching my clients through, especially through like hard times like this when your wound is just open. And so I freaking grabbed my journal, and that really instilled, okay, I'm here for me. I know, let's just talk about what happened. Let's process. Wow, okay, that's a perspective I'm bringing in. Okay. Let's just own that this is my experience and this is for me. Yeah. And yeah, we're fine now, you know. It's just so much of the through the storm. I'm just having a visual now, like I'm like in the storm by myself.
Mhm.
And maybe someone else is on a different ship or something.
He's like sleeping right
Yeah,
here, but it's not about him.
Yeah.
He's not here to rescue you.
Yeah,
You're in your own lifeboat.
Yeah, I'm in my own lifeboat, and I'm just like, get over here, But then they're sleeping, they're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm in my own drama and then my own rocky waters, and figuring it out.
Yeah.
While I'm in the rocky waters, right, and not depending on someone else to save you. So yeah, that was an empowering experience, and thank you for that question. It's really that your partner is not responsible for saving you.
It's so major because I think that like unconsciously we will get into relationship for this very reason, right?
Yeah.
We'll get into this relationship so we have someone who can save us from ourselves all the time whenever we need, And then when they don't, because it's not their job, it's not on their radar, it's not like, then we're over here like basically causing drama to the connection.
Totally.
And so once you start to like really enforce this be your own savior thing, which is the like remedy for healing codependency, it's the remedy for being empowered in relationship, out of relationship, between relationships. Like it's always relevant.
Totally.
It's never not relevant to like practice being your own savior.
Yeah. I love how you said that. It's never irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's always going to be.
There's never a time where it's like, okay, now I don't have to have this responsibility for myself because whatever. It's
right.
Like, no, you always have to ground yourself back into that.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So key for building any relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maintaining relationship and letting go of relationship and all of it.
Yeah.
It's key for every stage. And not being in relationship.
It's a great question to ask yourself before or during when you are getting involved in a new connection, whether it's romantic or not, and asking yourself, what am I looking for here?
Yeah.
And am I providing what I'm looking for to myself? Right? Because like a good friend will listen, or a good partner will listen and be there for you. But if you're expecting that all the time and you're doing none of that for yourself, it's going to come when a trigger happens, because most likely it will. We're not perfect. We're still on our healing journey. They might do something simple that reminds you of something from your past, but they're being themselves. They didn't mean any harm by that. It's going to come in handy so much.
Yeah, this is such a good question. Even like when I ask myself that question right now, like one of the things that comes up is like, I want someone to have fun with, to share and joy with. But it's like, am I making sure that I'm taking responsibility for my own fun?
I love it.
And for my own joy and my own enjoyment. Like really, anytime you're like bringing someone into your world to fulfill an unmet need, you are kind of creating problems already for your dynamic, because like people aren't here to fulfill our needs.
Right.
Because we can fulfill our own needs.
Yeah, totally. It's possible. You're capable of it. Yes. Yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
And adding to that, it's like, what did you say? I am here to fulfill my own needs. You said something like that, and people are there to be themselves. Like they're gonna be themselves.
Yeah.
Not to convert themselves to please you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good one. Because I could just hear, I hear conversations from other people, and they get into that mode of like, well, they need to make sure that and I'm
Yes.
like, whew,
I hear this
whew,
all the time.
all the time.
And I hear, you know what one I hear a lot, which is just like really, like, I've just been like really tuning into this one lately because I just hear it so much.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm doing the work and they're not. They're not doing the work.
Whew.
And it's like, okay, but like, why do you need them to do the work? Like, fulfill your own needs, honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need them to do the work so that they are more of what you want them to be. Like,
yeah, and like, what kind of work are you talking about? Are you talking about their inner work or the work for you to feel a certain way? Yeah. Because it starts with self, as people say, and then you will see how that really benefits the relationship. Yeah. All right. So good.
so good.
Okay, mine is super connected with what we're talking about already. So we were talking about the drama that we have. What was it that you said? Is it like we tend to, okay, when we can't be by ourselves, we'll create the drama. So, with your journey now looking back, what was the ongoing soap opera?
Oh,
What was the ongoing soap opera that you were experiencing? And second sub question to that is like, yourself today, what are you learning from that about your ongoing soap opera?
good one.
I nailed it with that word. I was like
Yeah.
drama and then soap opera, because you're just like, here we go again, another drama. When you're
Yeah,
watching these
it's
soap operas,
ongoing.
ongoing.
Well, I think it comes down to, if I could like boil it down, the soap opera is victim consciousness. That's the soap opera. It's that like someone is doing something to like neglect, abandon, harm, ignore, forget me. You know?
And then poor you, right? Like, oh,
me.
they're leaving me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now I'm in agony, and now I'm in despair, and now I have to cry, and now it's like this like longing of like them returning to me to prove that that's not the case, but damn, they're taking so long, and like I'll show them, by like not being available to them anymore, and that whole cycle, like where you're like basically like wanting to, like, you're in a victim story and then you want revenge, but then also when they show up, you're just like so grateful that they're there. You're so happy that they finally showed back up, that you don't follow through on your revenge plan, and then you're mad at yourself, and now you're back in the loop of like feeling like a fool and feeling used and all of that. So yeah, that's the soap opera. That's the freaking drama, and it has to do with like needing someone to save me. It's the same thing. It's like, I don't know what to do with myself, or like I'm feeling restless, or I need validation, and like I need to know that someone out there is thinking about me and loves me, and hopefully it's someone I'm attracted to, and if it is, then it's like extra weight on them, being something for me. Oh, what a mess. It's like it's such a torture cycle, and there's no freeing yourself from that until you choose to be your own savior and take your own life into your own responsibility, and like make sure that you're getting your needs met on your own, and make sure that you know how to spend time with yourself, like pleasantly,
yes,
and happily, so that like you don't go into these modes of like stress and anxiety and depression when with self, and constantly needing others to like keep you out of those trenches.
Save me, okay? You got me, right? I mean, it's nice to have people who got you, but it's like, are you really dependent on them like having you and neglecting self, getting your own back?
Yeah.
And
I know for me, I know my limits with alone time. I have like basically like if I do a whole day of not seeing any other human beings and not connecting, like by nighttime, I'm usually like kind of like not in a great space.
Yeah.
So part of fulfilling my own needs and taking care of myself is making sure that like at some point in my day, I'm getting some connection time.
Yeah. Sounds very healthy.
But it doesn't have to be a one specific particular person,
Or it's like they're or like spending time with them the whole day.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I just need to tap into like some place of connection and love, and it can be, you know, a lot of different people.
And that's the
Or
human, see, that's the human part.
human need.
Yeah, human
Yeah.
need. Yeah.
And it can
Mhm.
also sometimes just be like going to the cafe and sit and like being around people and
Mhm.
just having human contact.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not all about like, oh, I need to be able to spend like infinite time alone and be okay and comfortable in that. It's kind of knowing our limits, but also knowing how we can take care of our needs for connection without projecting those needs onto a specific person.
Love that, what you said right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not about like needing people, or how would I say it? It's about meeting your needs also, with addition to getting your human needs met of human connection.
Yeah.
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 Love how you
And
say
then
that.
the other thing that I would say in answer to your question
Mhm.
about like freeing myself from the soap opera, is their like willingness or ability or space that they have for me in their life is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of them.
Yeah, where they're
So
at.
see them, like listen to them, understand them. Like, okay, I see what you've got going on.
Mhm.
Like I'm witnessing it. I'm aware. I can like see the fuller picture. So I'm not gonna take this personally because it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I tend to be attracted to like kind of more ambitious, busier types of people. So that's why this has been an ongoing soap opera. Like I'm not really into the people that have a lot of time and they're just like so down to kick it. Like that's not really my style of attraction. So I find myself in this loop with people a lot where I'm like, where is this fun motherfucker?
I
But
see.
it's like he's busy because that's what you're attracted to. And I have to take responsibility for that piece.
Yes.
Like, the types that I'm attracted to tend to be like busier types of people.
Right, which encourages more like inner work or inner reflection.
Yeah.
And processing.
And more just like filling up my own cup.
Yeah.
Because it's like you know, you can't really help who you're attracted to. That's something that's just very innately natural in your being. So it's like, all right, well, if this has been my pattern over the course of my life, then like let me work with this by like filling myself up of like way more than I would have to if I was attracted to someone that could like be around a lot. You know?
Well, nice.
Yeah.
And from your soap opera, is there any other lessons or things that you're learning from your soap opera?
Yeah. So like every second, I feel like I'm learning from my soap opera.
Ah. Yeah.
But yeah, it all comes back to like how can I empower myself in this moment? And so like right now, my kind of key zones of empowerment is I'm wanting to become more financially empowered, and I'm wanting to become more like empowered in my creative project workflow.
Yes.
Those are my like empowerment pieces. But I know that the like part of what supports that is like spending a lot of time outside in nature. Like that supports these other areas of empowerment. So like that actually is like kind of the top priority, is to make sure that I'm getting that in as much as possible.
I feel it.
Yeah.
And right, like, and you find yourself like that confirms that's what's so needed because you've experienced that before, and you're like, oh,
every time
I have the answers to my problems.
Yep.
Like, forget the self-love.
I get perfect clarity when I'm out there. I get like things are getting solved that like I've been like thinking about and trying to figure out, and just like suddenly the solution arises. My spiritual, mental, emotional, physical needs are all being met. So it's like all my needs get met, and then I can like come home and like make shit happen.
Yes, exactly.
My cup is fully full.
Yes. And where you can see it supporting you financially as a byproduct of that experience.
Yeah. And like I was telling you about this financial piece as it relates to nature, when you go into nature, it is free.
Yes.
All of your needs get met. So then it shifts your consciousness around like why we have money and what it's for and like what to spend it on. Because oftentimes, like I know that like when I get into these these like dark places or these lonely places, like there's such an impulse to want to spend money to fill the void.
Oh yeah.
Like buy a new thing to fill the void. So if nature time is part of my regular rhythm, I'm filling in the void with something that is free.
I love it.
And I don't have to click and buy.
Oh, free stuff. Like free supportive environments.
Yes.
Like activities that you can do, self-love practices that you can do in a free, supportive environment. Oh, that feels so good.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited just thinking about nature. I could just envision myself in nature and I'm already happy.
Yes.
Like I'm already like, I'm good. You know, it's the best. Oh, that is our thank you for tuning in, Autumn. Hope you resonated with a lot of it and it supported you in some sort of way. And anyone who's watching the replay, we are here every Saturday. We came on a little bit later today. I mean, we gotta eat. We can't do this on an empty stomach. But yes, like 11 is the time that we aim for every Saturday. And then please check out Self Love in the Park tomorrow. Oh, it's so good. Again, nature. I mean, we're inviting you to basically experience what Hallie was just talking about. Like, let's fulfill the void with being around something free. It's donation based, super optional, but yeah, for free. And really having an experience with ourselves where we're getting our needs met.
True.
And then letting your day follow after that, right? Yes. And then if you need any support on reframing a belief or
it's really what we're reframing is victim consciousness.
There you go.
It's like that's what the whole workshop is about.
Yes, that's on the 19th. It's all on our website. And then if you could use some weekly meditations, we do it every Saturday at 10. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, see you. Thanks for tuning in.